Buonasera, have you ever tried eating a cloud made of cauliflower? Have you, Julie?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay, well, it's about to change. I will
wow.
be cooking today some cauliflower in the oven, very, very healthy, and it's going to be lovely and soft, almost like the consistency of a cloud. And I'm going to be showing you also what we're going to be eating it with, as it is a side dish. We're going to be doing salmon with it, and the salmon are also going to be baked. Very quick meal, delicious as often is the case, and also very, very quick. I think I did say quick.
You did. Super quick then.
Super quick. I'll start with the salmon. This is something which I defrosted earlier, so it's been in the fridge now for a couple of hours. And for a change, rather than making my own pesto, I'm going to use some pesto which we bought. This is red pesto, so I'm just going to be covering the entire surface. I'm going to be very generous though.
Yeah, because we love the flavour. You can use green as well though, can't you?
Yes, green pesto is also very good. Or you can make your own with olive oil, basil and garlic, entirely up to you. But I did say it's going to be super quick. I'm now sprinkling a little Parmesan cheese for that Mediterranean flavour. And again, you do not have to, or you can put any cheese you like, but Parmesan cheese with pesto is really lovely. And how much you put in is entirely up to you. I will be, again, fairly generous with mine. I'll give it a little tap. And I already pre-sliced some cherry tomatoes. I think they are cherry tomatoes. No, they're not cherry tomatoes, they're plum tomatoes. But you can use any tomato. Cherry tomatoes would be perfect as well. Or not tomatoes. And I'll put them on top. I think I've done too many. That's enough like that. Salt and pepper. And before they go in the oven, a little drizzle of olive oil. A tiny little amount. I've made a little error. I should have done this inside the tin. So I'm going to have to transfer it now. So here's my tin, which is already
You got carried away, didn't you?
with some baking paper.
That's because I was telling him how hungry I was.
Yes, she's all saying to me, I'm too hungry. And I'm going to be putting
You
in
see,
the
you
middle.
could have got away with that. Everybody would have just thought that was the way to do it.
No, that's not right. I'll put this on one side as the cooking time for my salmon is slightly longer than my cauliflower, but I want them to finish cooking together. So I will leave it on top of my hob, but it will marinate in the meantime. So now I'll crack on with the cauliflowers. And here is the star of the show, my cauliflower, but I will not be doing it all. I will only do half. So I'll go along and cut it in half. Get hold of a little paring knife and start removing the little florets. This, by the way, do not throw it away. You can either chop it and make it minestrone, or do what I do, and I'll show you. I remove all of the outside and end up with something which looks like this, and then we eat it. It's absolutely wonderful, delicious and really, really healthy, full of fiber. Knife, and I will slice them approximately 2 to 3 millimeters each piece, like this. And do not worry that they seem like to be coming apart. That is perfectly okay. It is intended to be that way. And you should end up with something which looks very much like this. Little pasta drainer, and I'll transfer them in, and I'll go and give them a quick wash. I've got some water boiling already in a pan, and I will be blanching my cauliflower for about 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes, roughly, something like that. Here's my water, and in they go. A couple of eggs, and a couple of balls, a big one and a small one. And I'll put the white of my egg in the little one, and the red in the big one.
He's a tough one.
I'm making a bit of a mess with my egg today. I think that's why we were given fingers. There you go, and that's the red. Couple of the spoons of flour with the yolk, and I'll go in with a hand whisk and I'll start mixing it together. And once it gets all crumbly like this, I'll start gradually adding a little milk at a time. So a couple of teaspoons, a couple of tablespoons first. And at some point you will realize that all of your mixture is inside your whisk. That's a good sign, don't worry. Just carry on. A little bit more milk. And keep mixing. In the meantime, my cauliflower is ready, so 4 minutes have passed and I'll go and drain them. So using the same pasta drainer, I'll just put them back in. And to ensure that they cool down quickly, I'll just run the cold water tap for about 20 seconds. And I leave them inside my pan, and they will drain, and they will dry from the water. Well, they will drain most of the water. Back to my batter, and lumps have almost gone, so I'll just carry on for another minute. It's a little bit more watery than what I would like it to be, so I'm going to be adding a third this spoon, but don't as much flour this time, maybe more level there. And I'll continue mixing. That's better, a lot thicker, and if you look, it's a bit more smoother than it was before. Before it was more like water. Before I forget, a little salt and pepper. Not a lot of salt, because we can add more salt at the end. Here I've got a shallot, which I have chopped really fine. And this is sage, which also I've chopped very finely. And this is rosemary. You can use any herbs you like. Definitely recommend that you keep either a shallot or a little onion, white, red, whatever you like. In terms of the herbs, you can use parsley, you can use even basil if you want, but this combination is pretty good. So everything goes in. And also a little turmeric, not a lot, but this will give a distinct flavor as well as a little color. This is if assuming I can get it out.
You can see how often we use
How
turmeric.
often we use turmeric, yes. But I'll put maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a teaspoon equivalent. And that will give a lovely rich color as well. And I'll mix it one more time. I'm gonna do a little test to see what it's like. It's good. We'll need more salt, but I will put that at the end. My cauliflowers have cooled down. They are safe to touch now, so as they are, I will add them in. I'll put this on one side, and I'll go back to the egg white next. Electric whisk, and I will whisk away. Wonderful, and they are nice and stiff, and this is what is going to make the cloud in my cauliflowers. So back to the cauliflowers, and I will add my white eggs to it.
And your egg whites too.
My egg whites. And using my spatula now, I'll go along and mix everything together. And you remember what I said to you about the lovely yellow color? Here it is, look.
Yeah.
And that is perfect. Spoon, normal spoon. And entirely up to you how big you do them, but one full dessert spoon will give you a nice size cauliflower cloud. So. And do not worry, because the egg will help combine them together, and once they're cooked, they will all come in one piece. Or so long as you don't do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go, not bad. But before they go in the oven, I'll sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on top of each cauliflower cloud. And I'm ready. The salmon is about to go in. They will go in for about 10-12 minutes. The salmon will go in for anything between 15 and 18 minutes. Temperature 200 degrees. So it's in about 20 minutes. And my salmon is done. The cauliflower clouds need another couple of minutes. So I'll deal with the salmon first. I'll move this into the middle of a dish here.
Smells lovely.
And now that it's cooked, I will add a little parsley at the very top. Again, you don't have to, but because it is cooked and the parsley is not, it will release lovely flavor. Let's move you up here. And it goes without saying, a tiny little drop of olive oil at the very top now that it's all done. Time to get the cauliflower clouds out. Oh, they look lovely. Look at them, Julie.
Gorgeous.
I will leave a couple of minutes before I remove them so they shrink slightly, and then they'll be easier to come out. But they're on top of baking paper in any case. And by the way, you can eat these cold. They will be just as delicious, but they will be also lovely hot, of course.
I don't think they'll get as far as cold.
No, you told me. Julie can't wait, neither can I, so
No.
I'm cracking on with it. Yeah, as they cool down, they're much easier to pick up. So if you can wait a couple of minutes, do. And as I often say, I like to show you what we eat, not just one recipe. So I will be putting some peas alongside the salmon and my clouds, and to just finish the meal off. But I'll add a tiny little drop of olive oil in my piece as well. They're just boiled, by the way, no magic, nothing particularly clever. And I'll add them to my dish. As well as adding some colour, of course, it will diversify the dish with your vegetables. And I did mention salting at the end earlier. If you remember, I only put a tiny little amount in my mix, so I'll just finish the job now by putting a little salt. Not a lot, but this is a little bit temperamental. I'll go for the salmon first, although we actually have salmon like this quite often, but I'll test it for the benefit of the video. It's beautiful, especially the parsley at the end. It does actually add a considerable amount of flavor if you don't do parsley or any herb at the end. Try, you see what I mean. But let's go to the cauliflower clouds next.
I don't suppose we need to test the peas.
No, we will give the piece a miss. And of course, you can also do these clouds in the frying pan with, you can shallow fry them with a little olive oil, or you can also not use any oil at all, but they will be a little bit dry. Or if you fancy, you can put them in your air fryer if you've got an air fryer, but the cooking time reduce it to maybe 8 to 10 minutes, same temperature. 8 to 10 minutes I should have said, same temperature, still 200 degrees. And you will see that they will puff up because of the egg, but let's try, enough of the talking now. They're lovely. They will need a little bit more salt still, but they're absolutely delicious. Very light as well. I think the egg, the fact that they've been fluffed up, they're beautiful and very healthy. Everything is healthy because it's been done in the oven. Buon appetito, ciao e grazie.